And, he had never been in school, and his first day, he was excited just to have a locker. It was so sweet. But they're doing great. They are doing absolutely great. They have friends all around the neighborhood. Um, a lot of people are still saying, "Oh, Nikki's on drugs." Yeah, if Nikki's on drugs, I don't know how I've gained 40 pounds.
Yeah, that's what I was explaining during one of my lives. One of the updates that Campfire Chris had
Yeah.
posted with a picture. If Nikki were on hugs, like everybody, thought that she was, we assumed she was because she was, we never saw her on live and put that out there. Chris,
Because every morning before he would go out there, I would say, please do not talk about me. Do not talk about my children. Don't talk about neither one of us. Don't talk about, I mean, if you want to talk about yourself, by all means, go ahead. Please don't talk about my children. Please don't talk about me. But he did.
yeah, because he used the kids as
Yes.
a way to get.
Bargaining chip.
Where did Mama Hood go?
Oh, let me see if she.
I think she lost signal
Oh,
or
did she?
something. She may be trying to come back up now.
There she is. There she is. I got her.
Okay.
She's back in. So we're clearing the waters. The kids are in school. They're in the right grade. They are in therapy.
Yes.
Nothing was planned ahead of time. Like the mole had nothing to do with this. The mole and I were seeing with the mole that she wanted to leave, but she was very scared. Um, and then she left. And no, there's no relationship between she and the mole. He's married.
No.
He has a wife.
Relationship, because you've got to retrain yourself to look for things like, because my relationship even before Chris was similar. It wasn't the same, it was similar. um so like I have to relearn how to look for those red flags, and you know um make my boundaries. And I've been trying to, I mean, that's what that letter was about, was a boundary. It was a boundary. Stop talking about my children. She didn't follow it. And so, like I've talked to my therapist about it many times. I've even cried to my counselor about it. My counselor, and that I've seen people posting that they're going to call DSS on me here, because I mean, I'm following all the things that I need to be doing. I'm taking care of my children. I play outside with my children every day. My kids are thriving. They're clean. They have clothes. They're fed every day. They have everything that they need. So, like, if they want to call DSS on me, go ahead, because my counselor that I work with at the domestic violence shelter actually is a part of DSS.
Hey, I wanted to just ask one question, and because it gets brought up a lot, and I just kind of wanted to debunk it. And if you don't want to answer it, I respect that. But there's a lot of speculation saying, that the reason why. Okay, there's a lot of speculation that this was all planned for a money grab, because if you really wanted to leave, you should have left when he was in jail. So I didn't know if you had felt comfortable just get so that BS can stop being spread. Am I making sense? I don't know.
Okay, well, let's see. Okay, I was already scared to death.
Yeah.
And he kept threatening me every time that I ever wanted to leave. I was threatened with kidnapping my children. I didn't know if I'd get in trouble for kidnapping my children. Even the day that the cop came there, I even made sure that with the cop that it was okay that I took my children with me, because the question he asked was, do either one of you have custody of these children. I said, well, we both do. We're both their parents. He said, but does one or the other have it? He said, no. I said, no. And he said, well, you're their mother. You can take these children anywhere that you want to go, and you're free to go. So go get your things, and we will stay here until you're ready to leave.
Kindness. Okay. I'm like I said, I'm
And the
not.
day that he got arrested, the money was on his PayPal card. I couldn't even figure out how to transfer the money. I mean, because like I didn't do all of the money was always on his cards. I didn't have any cards. His mama was the one who took me to get him out of jail. And his mama is just as much of a narcissist as he is.
Yeah, I can
She
tell
would
that.
she would degrade me. She would belittle me. She would blame me. And just like whenever he went on his rampage, I got that message. And Trucella shared that. I think it was. And I mean, I was blamed for that, and I wasn't even there.
Yeah, it's sad. That's all I wanted to ask, because it's one of them rumors that go around. They're basically what the
Right.
rumor is that you had an opportunity to do it then. So why that would have been a perfect opportunity. So why didn't do it? So because you didn't do it, the rumor is that means this was all just a money grab. So that's why I wanted to ask you. So it's out there, and hopefully that rumor gets stopped.
Right. Well, I have not. The only money that I personally received from Chris was the day that I left. He put $50 on Layla's Cash App card because my Cash App doesn't work. He put it on her card. I put that gas in the car, and then I ended up not even being able to drive the car. So that was the only money that I've ever gotten from Chris. The other money that he sends it directly to Layla's Cash App card, and Layla uses that money. I do not get nothing from Chris. Nothing. And I don't want anything. And I don't even expect him to pay child support once those papers get there.
And this is all a lot that I could have spoken out about already, but I mean, there's a lot that I've not shared,
Yeah.
and I just don't feel that it's my place to share it. But there's
So
a lot.
Nikki, I have a question. When you left, you had it all set up. It was already it was planned, correct?
Well, it was
I mean, you had your place where you were going to go. You know what I mean? You had it set up to work out.
I did, but it fell through. But I figured it out along the way. You know, I
What I'm replying to is what Otto was saying. Why didn't you leave when he was in jail? Well, him going to jail wasn't planned.
Right. And
Right.
I hope I'm not coming across where I'm
no.
bashing her. I'm not.
No.
It's just
I'm just
it's one of
bringing
them.
to light the fact that when
Yeah.
he went to jail, she didn't have anything
Planned.
planned out for her to leave.
Yeah, and that makes sense to me. Nikki, I also want to tell you that I sometimes go live and talk about Chris and stuff and his begging and the ways I see it. But ever since that True Tellers read that letter, I've made it a point, or your kids or anything like that. I 100% respect that. I have kids myself, so I understand that. I just wanted to say that, but that's all I really wanted to say. It was just, like I said, that was a rumor that gets thrown around a lot. Well, why didn't she leave? Yet that was a perfect opportunity when he was in jail. And
The thing about him also being in jail is, our car never had insurance on it. Okay, one of my things is I've never wanted to do stuff that's illegal. I've never wanted to. I've driven that car. I've driven other cars because he would never keep the plates up to date, or if he put insurance on it, he put it on there for a week and then go months without doing it. That's why those plates got pulled, was because there was no insurance on it. But I also found out that my license had been suspended in Illinois since 2022, so that's another reason why those plates were pulled. So they let me drive to the DMV, and then that's whenever I found out all that information. But also another thing he always did, there was never ever any gas in our vehicles. It was always on E. The light was always on. Or if I left, I only had one child with me. So there's a lot of little details that
Yeah.
people don't know about.
Right.
Right. And just like him always wanting to take, one of the kids with him to the clinic. He never wanted both of the kids to be home with her
Yes.
while he was away.
Yeah, I will just say I think that Otto was just trying to bring up a common
A story that gets
question.
told.
Yeah, a common
Yeah.
question that has been tossed around. It's not necessarily his. He just wants to clarify it.
Well, I
And I
know
think
where
that
the
was
story's
good
coming from.
to clarify it. But like I think it's also really good for everyone to like hear this. Like it's not just, oh, he's away and he's in jail, so we can just leave. It's
Yeah.
not that fucking easy.
Not
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
I
guys,
said I
it's
had to
not
call
that
his
fucking
mom
easy.
because there was no gas in the car and I didn't have
Yeah,
any money
like
and I didn't have any access to anything. So like I
he trapped you purposefully by doing
yes.
like he made sure there was not gas in the car. I'm
So
sure. You know what I mean?
who
Like
paid to get him out of jail?
I ended up that was his that Wednesday he got his TikTok pay
Oh, okay.
and I had his PayPal card and that's how I got him out.
Because he says that he used the money that he had saved up for the Starlight, the Starlight internet. That's
No,
where
that's a
that
lie.
money went.
It was TikTok money. His TikTok pay went in that morning and me and his mama went and got him out of jail.
So where did that money go for the internet that he had saved up? People were donating for.
Ask him.
Okay.
Because I mean he's never spent money been spent. So I mean just like he eats steak every night. I mean he could be
Yeah.
saving that money and instead of buying steak every night, and eating like a king, he could be saving it. He's never been able to prioritize bills and it's just
Well, he says that he used that money that he had saved up for the internet for his bond. So that's why I was, that's why I was asking.
that was TikTok money.
Yeah.
Nikki, was he
So-
ever involved in a motorcycle wreck? Because I've heard SP bring that up a lot.
A motorcycle wreck.
Hmm.
I believe it was years and years ago. I don't know personally. I've heard it. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't
but you
know.
could milk a motorcycle rack forever.
Yeah.
You could milk that shit forever.
But she was
Yeah.
bringing up that, he hurt his foot because he kicked the door. That was information that Mackenzie had shared, that he kicked the door. And
I thought that was he's had 2 Achilles tendon surgeries.
yeah, she called it an ACL.
Yeah. One of them, he was playing football or something and he fell in a hole. And the other one, we lived here in Mattoon and he fell down some stairs because we lived in a 3-story apartment. Of the stairs, there was a guinea pig cage and the wire things that hold the wood that guinea pigs chew on.
Yeah.
Somehow his Achilles tendon was severed by that.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
How?
Oh my
And then he had to have it opened back up because somehow spit ended up in it. I don't know, during his
How in
surgery.
the final destination did we get to this?
I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a lot.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna drop down though. Thank you. Yeah, I'm so happy for you and your family doing better. So
Thank you so much.
yep. I'll be in the chat. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Otto.
Yep.
Yeah, somebody's asking, is Chris really 6'4"?
Yes.
I know when I saw him when I did surveillance, he's tall,
Yeah, he's tall.
very tall.
Wow. I'm gonna say I just need to get. I need
need to get ready to go to bed. I got a 10-year-old that's not going to sleep and all that good junk. But I finally just got reception back. I don't know if I've got too much going on in the house. It's weird. I think something shifted because I don't go off my Wi-Fi. But I'm gonna get ready to jump down and go to bed. But I just want to say, Nikki, I'm very proud of you, and I am sorry that what's been done to you, Mackenzie, your children, the whole 9 yards. Yes, there needs to be awareness still brought on Chris. I don't think anybody agrees with what he's doing. He needs to get a job, seek help, whatever he needs to do. I don't watch him that often. I think I've watched it enough through SP when I was with SP, but the whole thing uh, has been misconstrued as soon as you came out with your letter,
Yep.
and the attacks have started happening. Another person on this app who just left recently has been called a snake and everything else just because she didn't want to be a part of it anymore,
Yep.
whether it was involving Chris or not. And I think people were losing sight that they think just because the live is being held by Chris the truth tellers that it was going to be all about Chris. Well, that wasn't the case. The case was the fact that everything that was being brought on to Nikki and Mackenzie because they want it to stop. And at the end of the day, it's none of our business where Nikki's at, what she's doing, where her children are. So why in the hell is SP continuing to cover them and continuously trying to tell lies about them? It's none of our business. We don't need to know. And I don't want to know where you are. I don't want to know what state you are in. I don't want to know how your children are being cared for. I don't want to know anything about you other than the fact that you've gotten out and you're doing better. That's all that anybody ever really needs to know. And to spread misinformation to get their narrative so they can make sure that their platform is still seeking money for them so they can continue to live on not their property. Be truthful. Like, she couldn't even be truthful about her daughter's accident. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to stop until she actually tells the truth about her daughter's accident, tells the truth what she's really doing, shows the receipts of where her money's actually going, the money that's been raised. So therefore, if anybody has any questions, I will be posting videos. Just keep a watch out for it. Some of them may not make it because my page is under attack. This is my only main page that I have. I did have other accounts that have been taken down due to the fact that I was putting the truth out there, and that's what they don't want. So if you start seeing my page go down, I do have a backup. It's the same name as this, only it's got a 0.380. I will make that my main if this one happens to go down and I can't get it back. At the end of the day, if you're gonna give information, give it the correct way, not the way that she does it. And do your research. That's one thing she does say, do your research. And that's what I did.
She
And now I'm being
says that,
criticized
but
for it.
she doesn't do it. Other people
No,
do
she
it
doesn't.
for her.
If-
Other
if-
But-
people do it for her.
if
But
she
people need to
actually-
do the research on her. Do the
Mhm,
research on
mhm,
her. We've given you the tools here. We've given you the pages. We've given the YouTube. She doesn't deny what her name is, so I can't dox her name because she's already said her name. So type it into the YouTube. You'll find it. I
And
promise.
my thing is, if she's got receipts on any of this, I want her to post them by noon tomorrow. I want to see them. If she's got any proof that I had $2,000 whenever I got home, I had less than $15 whenever I got home. And if she's got any proof, I want to see it. Like, post
Nikki,
it. But-
she won't post it because she couldn't even post on my page,
Right.
post about me because I was homeless for 3 months. And she said she raised all this money to get me into the house that I'm currently in, which is false. I've not received a dime from that woman. KK sent me $60. That was it. That's all I got from that community. Period.
Right.
But
No,
also,
absolutely,
she
absolutely.
herself will never post proof. She'll have her minions that are her top minions will do it for her, and then
Right.
she'll like reshare it or whatever. Like, everyone always does that work for her.
Yes.
But they don't
Trust.
even show proof.
Right. Well, I hate to run. I need to get to bed. I have to get up early with my kids for school. But of course, my TikTok will be going right back down because I'm not going to keep it up so that I can be harassed again. But I appreciate you guys letting me come on. And
We appreciate you for speaking.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm glad you spoke out.
If you just one more thing, Nikki, before you go, because I know that this has been a big thing that SP was throwing out there and said that Nikki was in Discord all the time, all the time. And you and I discussed that the other day, and
Yeah.
basically, it may have appeared just because you weren't the only one using that Discord.
Yes, my mother watches that Discord. She likes to just read about what Chris is doing, and she gets a kick out of it. Um, but most of the time, I haven't really been in there. I've been so busy. Layla starts physical therapy on her tippy toeing, and so like I have too many things going on to be really on social media. So
I love that for you.
I'm so proud of you.
thank you. And what's great is that her physical therapist is one of my old neighbors whenever I owned my house. So like she loves her to death. So I think she's gonna do just fine with it.
And the Discord was just basically for socializing.
Yes.
And I specifically told everyone, SP counted how many times I mentioned the Discord. She literally counted the amount of times I said Discord. But it was just, I've only been in there about 5 times, just to say hello, just general chit chat. And that's all that I saw in there was just people having general chit chat. There was
Yes.
no gifting. No one had to feel obligated to gift anyone or
Nope.
anything like that. So
It's pretty much
SPU,
just talking and memes. I mean, that's pretty much all it is. And
yes,
saying good morning and good night. I mean, that's all it is.
SP didn't want that Discord to be promoted because you were in that Discord. People would have flocked to the Discord because you were the source of information and people wanted information. They would have left her page and her subscribers would go down, her views would go down, and she would lose money.
Right. You're
I just have
exactly
to
right.
say,
That's the
if
and
anybody
that's the
that
real
is,
reason why.
go ahead.
Go ahead, Mama. Hook.
I was just going
No,
to
I was
say,
going to
because
say
I'm getting
that,
ready to
and
drop
that's the
down.
real reason.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the. What I was going to say was that's the real reason why SP got all angry was because she knew once she stopped talking about Chris that her income would be affected.
Yep.
And so that's why she started doing the calling everybody out to be scammers because she did not have that source or that control of the situation. And that's what we're talking. That's what was one of the main things. If she loses control, that's when she calls out and starts calling false accusations on people.
100%.
When she loses control of people, that's the narcissism in her.
And I'm going to
100%.
say this, and I'm going to use Nikki as an example, unfortunately, because she is here. If you are in a situation where you feel trapped or anything, do not reach out to that community. They will use it against you and flop. We've seen it happen to Nikki now. And unfortunately, it's terrible. So reach out to someone local.
I didn't even reach out to her. She reached out to me
No.
and I refused.
That's the biggest
Exactly.
red
And that's
flag.
another thing she says that
found
she doesn't reach
you.
out.
If you follow her,
Rose, when they split up, she jumped on Rose. She jumped all over that, saying it was a DV situation.
Yeah, and that's
She can't be done with you guys yet because she hasn't figured out who her next target is yet.
Exactly.
Right.
well, right. And so I'm just going to end it
Exactly.
with this for myself is that reach out to someone local in your community. Don't do it on the internet. It just makes things 10 times worse. And if you have any questions or any doubts of what I have spilled out tonight, feel free to reach out. I'll lead you to the truth. And the other thing
I see
is
a lot of what you've already posted.
yeah, and I'm going to keep posting so people can see the truth. Do your research on SP. You will see that she's not the person that she claims that she is. She doesn't help people like she says. It's KK always doing the work or something like that.
Google
Do
tomorrow's
what?
name. Put it in Google.
Yeah, you can put it in Google. You can put it in the YouTube. But I'm going to say this before I jump out of the box. SP, we know you're watching. We know the minions are watching. I'm going to tell you right now, stop streaming Brady and harassing that family. I
Yes.
am tired of it. I will give them the tools. I'll pay for it myself if I have to make you stop. They've been through enough. You've streamed them for over a year. And now you're going to do the same thing with this family.
It
And
has
we
caused
will
him
make
to have a
sure.
mental breakdown on live from the
Yes.
harassment and bullying.
And I hate to admit it, I was one of those people when I was with SP, and I reached
Yeah,
out to him and apologized.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And he
it's
forgave
it's
me.
Apologize too,
definitely
because
it's
I was one of
gotten
those people too. I was one of those people too. And Brady is not doing the same thing that he was doing before. He's out there actually trying to promote a TikTok shop. He's trying to be a creator. Y'all,
Yeah, and they're reporting
get
his
off of
TikTok
him.
crap.
Get off of him.
So I want to appreciate everybody for coming to the live and supporting this live. Chris, the Truth Tellers did a lot of work. It's taken a lot of us to go down this big rabbit hole, and we will continue to do so. She doesn't back off. This is getting out of hand. She goes real life. We've proven it. You can see the videos on my page. If my page goes down because they've reported it so much, because I've already fought 4 videos today, I will make another one. I have a backup. Just follow it. It's Mama Hook 0.380. But I'm going to tap out. Chris, the Truth Tellers, I hate saying that name. Tellers, truth, whatever you are. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to talking to you more. Love you, Bridge. And everybody, I also want one request. I want you to say big prayers for a friend of ours. Her name is Toughest Flowers. She's still in the hospital. She was a former mod. You can see the video on my page. You can see it on the YouTube of how cruel SP was to her. But she does need heavy prayers tonight, not only for her physical well-being, but for her mental well-being. And I'm out, y'all, and I love y'all to death.
Thank you so
All
much.
right, Mama
Thank you,
Thank you for
Mama.
everything.
Good night, Mama Hook. I love you too.
Good night.
Night. Love you guys. And oh yeah, and Nikki, I can't forget you. Congratulations on your newfound life.
Thank you so much.
G Unit had mentioned something. He said it's all about the money, all about the money, and that's exactly what SP says. Everything that he speaks of is her. It's her, and it's so
Projection.
easy for her to do it because she's simply talking about herself.
Mm-hmm.
With a
Exactly.
narcissist,
And that was one of the
anything they
things that I was
accuse.
trying to show. Yes. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
That was the same
Go
thing that I've been trying to prove is that she says the same thing as all of these scammers do. She just looks it just a little bit so it won't sound exactly the same. But she does the same exact thing.
A master manipulator. You know, Chris is an excellent manipulator too, but this woman's got him beat.
Yep.
Yeah, and I was gonna say a narcissist, what they accuse others of is an admission of guilt. So
Absolutely.
she's
Yeah, like-
accusing others of doing these things every time. Listen, like every time she accuses, it's an admission of her own guilt and what she has actually done. Like, think about it. Just listen to what she says
Yeah.
and think about it.
And if you listen and think about it, a lot of the stuff she does is the same tricks that they do. Just like when I do my satire, I show y'all the lies that they say and how they use them in my little satire. She does the same exact thing. But remember, it's okay for her to do it, but nobody else, right?
How many mods has she been through? Raise your hand. Put a heart in the chat if you've been an SP mod. Ask, because I have.
Okay, guys, I
I
hate to
was.
run, but I
I
really
was.
gotta get to bed. I appreciate you guys talking with me and letting me join you
Nikki,
live.
you're awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Y'all
hopping
have
Nikki,
in. I didn't know that you were going to come in. I'm glad that you felt comfortable tonight.
thank
to
you
come
for
in.
sharing with us.
You're welcome. You guys have a good night.
Y'all have a
Night.
good night too. Do you know how to get out?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and you know, the day that Nikki left, when the cops came to take the tags off, you know, the mole and I were talking, and he's like, she's gone. She's really gone. I'm like, I just can't believe it. But she was really scared. She was really scared. You know, he and I were in conversation, you know, on the phone back and forth nonstop. And he's like, well, she doesn't know what to do. She's scared. He's like, I don't know what to do. Like, do I offer her help? Like, she's stuck. She like has like $50. That's it. That's all Chris gave her. And I'm like, no. I'm like, he's like, should she reach out to SP? Because he thought that SP was this DV activist that helped DV victims. And I said, absolutely not. Whatever you do not encourage her to reach out to SP because I told him that money would go in SP's pocket and Nikki will not see it.
100%.
Yep. And, I wanted Nikki to do things on her own because there were resources that were available. And I just felt that it was hard. I know she was in a tough situation, but I felt like it was something that she needed to do to prove to herself that she could. And she did. She figured it all out. The car
Yeah,
wasn't
she was
making,
scared
she didn't have
that
tags
day.
and a license anyway. They needed to have, food money for the trip. I don't know who helped them with the bus ticket. She's not disclosed that and she doesn't have to. But someone did, and she traded the car for food money, and the person got them a hotel room for a couple of nights. And she actually only needed it for one night because they got the ticket. She was getting the hell out of Dodge as soon as she could.
Okay, I'll try to keep it short. Give a little anecdote about like this is how SP works. Okay. So when I became a mod for her because a close friend that I am still a very close friend with, was a mod for her first. And she was like, oh, like brought me in, da da da. We were in this little like group of four that was like, we had a mod chat. And that's the thing that she like groups her mods, right? So one day in the mod chat or in a live or something, it was like, and some will remember this. Oh, this lady needs donations for her oil heating bill. The oil lady, um it was
I
a whole thing
remember
where
that, and
you
I
remember this? Because
donated.
you did?
Yes.
I'm very much so I can tell you, like, I'm not gonna give all her details right now
Is
on the
that the
live,
one
but like
that Brooke was
I'm
in, and she was telling, like, reading, like, telling your fortune or something like that?
yes,
Yes. Oh my
absolutely,
gosh.
yes. I was yep,
Okay.
yep, you were yep, on one of a kind. I was there, yep. So we
So I
did
got
that. So we
scammed too.
did our friend did we didn't even just ask for donations. We were like, "Oh, you can get a free tarot card reading if you and you can donate if you want, and this is what it goes towards. Donate, whatever." Like we were trying to offer a thing. Anyway, so it was SP's idea for my friend. My friend was like in a hard way speaking to what she thought was a friend in SP about how she wasn't going to be able to afford her oil bill. And SP was like, "Well, let's get you the money on a live. Let's just get you the money." And so she's like, Okay." She didn't want to do it. She didn't want to do it. SP convinced her to do it. So then they did it. She didn't even tell me, being like one of her best friends. I immediately like knew. I'm like, "Oh wait, you're the oil lady." I knew before she even told me. So we were like, "Okay, let's do this little thing." And I was like, "All right, like we're not telling people who it is. I get it. You're embarrassed that you don't have the money to pay your oil bill. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to be the bitch." So after the whole thing happens, after we leave, it's all fine, hunky dory. We get the money, hunky dory. Then like a weeks or two later, when we like are like, "No, fuck SP, we're leaving." Then SP calls her out and she's like, "This was the oil lady. This person, this person was taking your money and lying to you the whole time." That's what she does.
Mm.
She finds somebody that needs help, tries to quote help them, don't know. We're pretty sure SP collected some money
SP, I want my 40
that,
back.
yeah, like we're pretty sure she got some money through this but that's also what she does, is how she uses her people. Like she will find your lowest thing about you, like she like acts like she's your friend and she wants to help you through your lowest low times.
Yeah. Yep.
And then she uses your lowest low times against you and to make you look like a bad person,
That's right. She sure
because
does.
she's a narcissist and she does this
That's the
every
same thing
fucking
she did to
time.
Catfish. And KT, there was another one. I don't know if you remember it. You may not have been, you're probably not. But when I was there, she had a mod named Jade. And she was trying to get her replaced because she was in a shelter. She was trying to get her replaced and everything.
I think
Well, she came on live with Jada, and they raised money so she could put a down payment on an apartment that she was trying to get. Well, they called her out as being a scammer, and she did that she scammed the whole community because she had to pay, like it was a government housing apartment, and she had to pay the payments for the down payment on the apartment in two different payments, one for the 1 month, and the next month she had to pay it on that month. So she had two different money orders that were dated differently. And they said, oh no, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying. And she called her out as a scammer too, and a beggar as well. And that was one of her own mods that she claimed she was helping. So that's not the only story. And then
this
she
again was also one of her own mods. This was like her biggest mod at the time, like her like right hand mod at the time. That she then
Yeah, she actually said that I was trying to scam, like I was scamming and begging on the app when I wasn't. She also said that they sent me money. They sent me, I was selling t-shirts and I was providing them those t-shirts. I have receipts of all the t-shirts. They actually, the people that ordered them made videos of the t-shirts, and they were trying to make that money that I received as me scamming.
Yeah, JP, I can post it.
yeah, I mean, I know she personally has done, like with her little Dollar Tree elves that
Yeah,
she
I've heard
makes.
people say like that early on during, I think it was during her, I don't know if it was during her YouTube days, but basically she was making these journals and she was selling those to raise money, and people were buying her journals and they were actually really cute and all, but no one ever received their journals.
And there was another time she was selling t-shirts, and there's several people that never got those t-shirts.
Yeah, that's what there's a
Right.
video on Reddit of people saying they never got their t-shirts they ordered 4 months ago.
Can I, if y'all don't mind, I would just, I'm just curious of, all of you all that are in here tonight, if you could just put a yellow heart up if this live opened your eyes. Like if we shared information that you just did not know about and this live was able to open your eyes and you now feel more informed than you did before.
Actually, I'm gonna do a yellow heart. Because I did learn some information, con artist, but I did learn new information.
Yeah, and that's what it's clear the muddy water.
Jeffrey, you could put a purple heart, I guess.
I've heard that before. Like, people were like, somebody needs to do it. Like people have tried. People are scared because of what she does. The way she, she'll call them out by posting. She'll go after their family.
She attacks. And that's so. Hazel. I don't know if you know Hazel, but that was in the chat earlier, commenting. You may have saw. One of my friends she was a mod like around the same time as I with SP. I actually like left SP right before her, and then she was one that we like had a chat with to be like, girl, like get away.
Yeah.
But God, I don't even know where I was going with this. Just like the amount of people that she has attacked and affected is like insane.
It is.
I feel like you guys have done a really good job of being very respectful with it. I know maybe like people in the comments were like screaming like we need more receipts essentially, which is it's kind of a hard thing to do to like keep track of all the shit. Like I know for a while I was keeping track of stuff and then I was like fuck this, I don't want to deal with this in my life and deleted a lot of things. So but Hazel, one that's where I was going with this is that she not too long ago wanted to have a live similar to calling her out. And we were like, I don't know if you should do that because you've got like family and kids and stuff, and we don't want her attacking you. Like straight up, like me and Sunflower were like, duh, we don't want her attacking you.
Right. Oh, I would love to have her. I mean, if she's would like to come into the box now, she's more than welcome to.
Oh, she will. She will. I think she's in bed right now, but
No, I'm talking about
she would.
SP.
Oh, SP. Oh, somebody else said about SP.
Yeah.
I don't think she would. I
I mean, any other time.
I don't think she will. And I'm going to tell you the reason why she
I don't
won't.
think she
And it's
will.
because she can't control it. She can't
Yeah.
control the live.
Exactly. Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all a little story of what KK did trying to dox me, they've been trying forever to figure out who I am, where I live, blah blah blah. But a coworker of mine, her son unalived himself. He was 32. So I made a video of pictures of him with music to it for her. And KK went snooping on my page and seen that video and then went to Facebook, looked up the pictures and found my friend. Well, she in turn goes back to TikTok, makes her profile picture my friend's picture, changes her name to my friend's name, and is telling everybody Liza Tamari is Sherry McMasters or Jenkins. And SP's talking about my dead son.
Whoa.
I'm like, whoa, because I didn't know about it, and somebody brought it to me. And I looked and I was like, why the fuck does she have my friend's picture up there? It was a coworker. So that's the lengths they go to when they're trying to find out who you are. I mean, it's just sick. It's fucking sick. Now, if she would have put her son's picture up there, I would have went ballistic. I would have lost it. But she kept my coworker, my friend's picture up there for months with her name. And that's not even mine. That's not me. We look nothing alike. So
People. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
what she does is very dangerous. It is. She's a very dangerous woman because
and he's like, why? Because I was saying something about the way they talk about and make fun of people over there on YouTube. I said something about that in somebody's live, and they seen it, and SP's like, why is she even on the internet when she's got a dead son? I
What?
was like, my son is not dead.
Yeah, I remember her saying that.
Why would anybody say that?
Yeah, it was crazy. But they still haven't found out my name or who I am.
yeah, they're trying really hard to figure out who I am.
Kodos.
Like I said, they thought that the YouTube channel that I had fixed up was Brady and his mom.
Right.
And how many times has she said Brady and him are just not that smart? And the way they thought that they had it figured out was the fact that they were commenting on the videos that I was posting on my YouTube. And it was me the whole time. And they thought it was Brady and his mom. And
Yeah.
that just goes to show you that she's spreading false information again. She didn't know who it was. She had no idea. Yeah, and the only way that she found out it was me was the fact that I added commentary to a video one day, and they're like, "Well, now we know who it is." Yeah, because I let you know who it was.
Yeah.
So funny.
No,
Like,
the
and it's
video saying if
the-
that YouTube isn't down by tomorrow, I'm gonna start putting out all kinds of
yeah.
stuff.
I've got that streamed.
Yeah, I was like, that's not even their YouTube.
to me, the funniest thing is that my name is so fucking generic. I'll tell you, my name's Katie Taylor. Google it. Google it.
In the world.
Katie Taylor. Google it.
Well, you know, I'd
See what you find.
explained to one of her
See what you
mods. She had reached out. She had left a very derogatory comment on my page after I posted the video with SP. But of course, it's okay for SP to do it, but it's not okay when somebody else does it, right?
Right.
So I posted a video, and I had mentioned the neglect charge, and they were basically saying that that wasn't true because she had actually shown all of her entire report. So I was explaining to her that, you know, you can get information off of Google, off of public sites, you pay for it, but that information is not something we can use in courts. It is not admissible. It's often missing information. And it didn't include a lot of her criminal history. And I was able to pull all of that up. But
I've seen her whole record.
That, you know, Google has there's so much it's infinite, almost infinite, the amount of information you can get from Google. But the information that we as the public can get from Google is only approximately 4% of all of Google's information. My database.
Yeah, I looked up her record on Truthfinder. Like,
yeah, and I compared my report, and I saw that, you know, all of the criminal stuff that I have is missing from Truthfinder. Yeah, I paid for that just a couple of days ago because I was just curious. I wanted to compare. And
well, so that I take that
right.
shit with a grain of salt, and maybe that's just because my name is so generic. Because I did also look myself up on Truthfinder, of course, because I'm like, well, I want to see what other people can find about my shit, and other things. Because my name is so generic, my record comes up, but other people's records with my same name, that is not me, but her name is not generic like mine.
No.
Like, it's just not.
Yeah. Yeah, and with, you know, my databases, it isn't something that just anyone can access. You have to be licensed. It's for private investigators. And, you know, the company has to come to your office. They have to do an inspection of your office. It's not just a simple thing. I just don't go onto the site, sign up, share my license with them, and then boom, I have an account. Lately, they've been doing, because I have a new database that I've started using recently, and they actually did a virtual inspection. So basically, I just had to walk around, you know, with my camera so that they could see all of the things that they needed to see before I could access their databases.
Wow. Well, y'all, I gotta jump down. I gotta be up for work in 6 hours.
Damn.
I've got to be up and work in like 3.
I'm off tomorrow, y'all. My supervisor told me to take a day off. He was going to burn me out.
I might just have to call in sick. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not.
There you go. Well, I really appreciate everyone being here tonight. I appreciate all of the mods. I appreciate all of my guests in the boxes. You guys are just amazing. The information you've shared, your time, and all of you that are in the in the chat. I appreciate y'all, taking your time out of your evening on Mother's Day and joining us. I just felt that this was a very important live to hold. It has taken some time to hold it since I read that letter and SP went off with all of the misinformation. But, I'm not impulsive. I don't just react. I like to take my time. I like to do some research and not just put bullshit out there. Because, I mean, her own words are, it's bullshit.
Yeah, you subscribe to my bullshit.
Yeah.
She's literally says that.
Yes.
I
And
absolutely
yeah.
appreciate you for holding this live and in the manner in which you have conducted it. I think has been amazing, refreshing, and I am so down for more. I'll be
Definitely have
looking
more.
in my
There
screenshots.
there are some things that I can't post publicly, but like for the neglect charges and all of that, and the failure to send her children to school, if if she would like those, I will mail them to her since I know her address, and I can mail them, and she will then be free to post them because they're hers.
Yeah, if you Google
And I
her
just want to
name,
say I just want to say thank y'all for letting me speak and show what we had. And I appreciate everyone just taking the time out and listening and just thinking about what we said. If you're not changed, that's going to be on y'all, but at least you have the information to make a more educated decision.
Right. And please don't be afraid. Be strong and courageous. You don't have to be afraid. Can I accidentally drop them somewhere? I'll speak with my firm and just ask them their thoughts on me sharing that. I mean, um, most reports are public information. It's just that this didn't come off of the public database. So, yeah, definitely don't be afraid. Everyone has a voice. You have every right to assert yourself. You have every right to pull away from anyone you don't feel that if you feel something isn't right. We all have instinct, and we relied on that. Many, many, many years ago. Um, and we've lost that, but we actually did rely on our instincts for survival at one point. So we still have it. You hear that little voice in your head telling you something's not right. There usually is something that isn't right.
yeah, if it makes you take a second glance, something's not right.
Yeah.
I
We were discussing SP tonight. I cover Chris. Um, he's the guy that builds the campfires. But this was something that was very important that needed to be addressed. So that's what tonight's live was about.
I also just want to say before we do go, I had an account that was specifically for calling out SP. Like that's literally what it was for. And I deactivated it and I went to try to react. I know it's still there. I just gotta remember the password or get
Okay, fine.
get
Yeah,
logged into it.
that would be great.
So I'm gonna try to reactivate that, and then it was called like Veritas Vignette, but I will message and then get with you guys or whatever if I
Okay,
get it
that would be
that
great.
reactivated. I can't exactly recall. Like I don't, and that's the thing is that's why I reactivated, deactivated it because it was like it didn't seem like anything I had on there was packing a punch or getting the point across or like you know. But
Yeah.
Well, some
anyway,
information is better than no information as long as it's accurate information.
yeah.
Yes, she does have, SP does have 9 children. Her
And that's
profession was, I don't know if I can say it on the app, but most people pay for it. Um, It's a, y'all catch my drift?
And I will also say, like, I don't sensationalize anything. Like, I'm facts, truth, and facts. Like, I don't.
No, Jeffrey, she didn't.
Yeah, I think she didn't make it through middle school. Um, that was her profession for a long time. She admits that.
Oh, she is proudly admitting it most of the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Really, I say that hesitantly because I feel like she's not actually proud about it, but she tries to be. That's why I say it like that.
Well,
Like,
she tries to minimize everything that she's done.
she
Just like
glorifies
the
it. Yeah,
video,
like it's
the
weird. Like,
video.
I feel like she's shamed. Okay, this is just my opinion, just my personal opinion. I feel like she feels shameful about it, but tries to glorify it. Like, I
Oh
don't know
yeah,
what kind of say. Like, it's weird. Anyway,
yeah.
I also, to all in all, the woman needs help. Like, the woman needs therapy. Like, she's hurting people because she's a hurt people.
All right. Well,
And it's
how do
sad
you?
and it's disgusting, but like, how do you get her there, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's something she'll have to do on her own, and she'll have to want it. By watching the videos of her and her discussing her hugs test, and um, one of them was positive for everything except what she was prescribed. Um, and there's videos on the lives of Tamari on YouTube, and also crafting through her lies on YouTube, that she's discussing her MAT medications, and she's holding it up, and she's pouring the
Hmm.
medication into her hand, and talking about, she's supposed to have three, but she only takes two, and then she's getting ready to go back to the doctor and get a brand new one. So what's she doing with all the extra?
yeah, and she used to have someone send it through the mail to
Uh-huh.
her.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she
There's
had
tracking
people send it
numbers.
to her through mail.
Yeah.
Well, and yeah, I know of a particular instance where she's purchased medications from followers.
Hmm. Uh-huh.
For fact, I know that's
Yeah, you're not supposed to mail that stuff through the mail. I mean,
Highly
you're not
illegal.
supposed to share it with anyone. So, but yeah, we will continue unless
Alive.
she chooses to resign. There's still a lot that needs to be shared, and I want to be able to focus on Chris again. There's still work to do with him. It looks like his numbers are going down, his money is going down, so that's good. Right, and take it as prescribed, not hoard it so that you can sell it and make a profit off of it.
Well, I'm very thankful for you guys for hosting and being here. It's, whoever wasn't hosting, being here and giving your part. And I've seen the comments saying like this has been a really great live and things. Like, I also very much feel that way. It's been very respectful. It's not been like people getting in arguments, informative, and just, yeah, like, very appreciative of all of you
Right.
guys.
To see that is exactly, it appears that she kept a light on Chris to do her acts undercover. Yeah, it's all a disguise. It's like, someone, she decides, well, let me just call out scammers so people don't realize that I'm a scammer. Let me shut my door, it's raining. And someone asked about the papers being served. I know those are in the works, and I've spoken with the officer in the department that will be serving them. So they're all in the works. for child support papers and some other things.
Okay, truth teller, I'm gonna get off here. I've got to go to bed. But again, thank you so much for holding this, and thank you for letting me work with you guys.
Absolutely. I appreciate you so much, all of y'all.
Night, heifer.
Bye, heifers.
Yeah,
Good night,
thank-
y'all. Thanks again, Truth.
All right. Thank y'all very, very
We're at
much.
me, okay?
I'm sorry, what's that? Can you?
Oh, I said give me a holler.
Oh, absolutely. I will.
Okay. Good night, y'all. Night, Jeffrey.
Oh, let's see. Someone said, I have my evidence to pass on to. Please do. You can reach out to any of us. That would be appreciated. So, Kenny, were you saying that Chris blocked you? Is that what you were telling me earlier? Okay, gotcha. I thought you were saying that I did, and I didn't remember blocking you. I think that him getting a real job would be ideal, but he won't.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and drop down too, because it seems like everybody's it's ending for the night. But I truly thank you so much for hosting this.
Thank you for coming
Um,
and
I,
sharing.
I think that you have done a very respectful job. Like,
Thank you. I appreciate
you've
that
done a
very
very
much.
good job. Like, a lot of times these lives go way south
Yeah, I try.
real quick.
to
And
do
I
it
think you've done a
well. Yeah.
great job. So thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, and
Yellow's.
I'll
Mhm.
definitely be in touch and hear for more.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Do you know how to drop yourself out? There you go. Okay. So, Yellow, probably not. She is done with everything. She's focusing on herself. She's had a lot of health issues, and she's focusing on getting better, and that's all I'm going to speak on. As far as my sister. Okay, great. Please get in touch with us. Um, you have a lot of information that would be helpful. Yeah, she was. She came in unexpectedly. And she said that would probably, be her last time to go live. You're welcome. Thank you, Jill. I don't want to speak on my sister. I don't want to. She has made it clear that she's out. She just needs to focus on getting better. And I respect that. Well, thank you. Thank all my mods. I'm going to go ahead and I guess end the live, but I really appreciate all of y'all being here tonight. No, Nikki is not my sister. No, no, no. I started covering Chris a couple years ago, and no, Nikki's not my sister. Well, B-Rad, he's been on vacation with his mom. They're in Myrtle Beach. Now he's claiming that the funeral hasn't been fully paid for, and they're going to have to sell after his father passed away. They're going to have to sell the Kia to get the money to pay for the remaining amount of the funeral. But that's just all a scam. He either wants to get a truck so he can tow that camper and get the hell out of Dodge, or he wants to try and get that car legal because it is not legal. Yeah, he always contradicts himself. I just think it's so shameful that he's using his father's passing for monetary gain. Yeah, Sue, his dad, when his dad passed away, Chris's mom gave him his dad's Kia. Good night, burning bridges. Any excuse, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, apparently it appears that they are. No, no truck, but he's still wanting one. But it looks like his supporters are dropping, the money's dropping. Yeah, Donald, he is not responsible with money at all. It's kind of like sand, it flows right through, and he doesn't appreciate anything that he has because he never had to work for it. And like, Nikki had said, instead of washing clothes, he just got new clothes.